It began with silence. The kind of silence that doesn't just fill your ears. It consumes your entire being. Out beyond Earth's atmosphere, there is no wind, no rustle of trees, no bird song or distant hum of traffic. In space, silence is not the absence of sound. It is a presence in itself. And on the far side of the moon, the place no human had ever walked before, the silence was deeper, heavier, almost suffocating. The year was 2037. Humanity had returned to the moon, not for flags or footprints this time, but for permanence. Nations and private companies alike raced to establish bases, mining operations, and research outposts. But the United Nations mission, codenamed Artemis Darklight, had a different objective. Their task was to explore the mysterious far side of the moon, the side hidden from Earth, the side no Apollo mission had dared to land. For centuries, it had been invisible, unknown, a hemisphere of secrets. The crew was small. Commander Elena Vargas, a veteran astronaut whose nerves were as unshakable as her leadership. Pilot Marcus Hale, younger, brash, but brilliant behind the controls. And Dr. Rahul Singh, a scientist obsessed with extraterrestrial geology, always chasing the possibility that the moon's mysteries were more than just rock and dust. They touched down at Mare Desiderii, the Sea of Despair, as it was once poetically named. The name would prove fitting. Their first steps were cautious. Even though the lander stabilizers held, the terrain felt wrong. Unlike the familiar Apollo landing sites, this side of the moon was sharper, scarred by massive craters and jagged ridges. Shadows cut across the surface like blades, stretching endlessly under the eternal black sky. No earth hung overhead to comfort them. Only stars, cold and distant, watching like indifferent eyes. Hours into their survey, something unusual appeared on Singh's instruments. At first, it was just a blip, an anomalous reflection under the regolith, where dust should have swallowed their radar. He frowned, adjusted his scanner, and froze. "This isn't natural," he muttered. The data showed symmetry, angles, hollow spaces where no caves should exist. Vargas ordered a closer inspection. They hiked across a ridge, and there it was, a half-buried structure, jutting out of the lunar soil like the bones of some ancient beast. At first glance, it could be mistaken for a cliff, but as their helmet lights swept across it, the truth became undeniable. Straight edges, carved patterns, collapsed arches swallowed by dust. Nature doesn't build like this. This was not a ridge. It was a ruin. Vargas' voice was steady but low over comms. "This isn't in any geological survey. Singh, record everything." The closer they came, the stranger it felt. Their suit sensors picked up faint electromagnetic activity, impossible for dead rock. Their comm systems crackled with intermittent static. Singh brushed a gloved hand over a wall, and beneath the dust were markings, etched symbols glowing faintly when touched. They weren't random scratches. They were deliberate, precise. Language, but not one from Earth. And then they heard it. At first, it was a whisper through static, then a rhythm, a faint, pulsing sound, like a heartbeat echoing through their headsets. Marcus adjusted his receiver, swore under his breath. "That's not interference. It's broadcasting. Something's alive." The sound grew stronger as they pushed into the ruined shadow. What looked like an entrance loomed ahead, a fractured doorway, wide enough for them to walk through. Against Vargas' better judgment, curiosity won. They stepped inside. The interior was vast, impossibly vast. Columns rose high above, vanishing into blackness, lined with crystalline veins that pulsed faintly with blue light. The floor was not stone but a smooth metallic surface, undamaged by time. Singh's voice trembled. "This isn't just architecture. This is organic. The walls are alive." The deeper they went, the more impossible it seemed. Murals stretched across the walls, massive carvings depicting scenes of cosmic scale. Stars exploding in supernovae, civilizations rising on alien worlds, and always a repeated image, a black sphere devouring light itself. Vargas lingered on one mural longer than the rest. It showed figures, alien, tall, luminous, standing against a sphere, falling before it, a warning carved in stone. The hum intensified, rattling through their boots, vibrating in their bones. Their helmet cams streamed everything live back to Earth. Billions watched, transfixed, as humanity's first encounter with undeniable alien evidence unfolded in real time. At the heart of the structure, they found it, a crystalline pod, 3 meters tall, pulsing with light from within. Its surface was translucent, and inside was a figure. It wasn't fossilized. It wasn't skeletal. It was alive, suspended in fluid, its elongated limbs folded, its face obscured, but its chest rising and falling in slow, deliberate breaths. Marcus whispered, "Oh my God!" His voice broke into static. The pod shuddered. A crack appeared across its surface, glowing with blinding light. The hum grew into a roar, shaking the chamber, distorting their calms. Singh screamed over the noise, "It's waking up!" The cameras caught the moment. Billions of people on Earth saw the figure inside open its eyes, glowing like suns. And then the feed cut. Blackness. For 72 hours, Earth lost contact. Governments scrambled. Some called it a hoax, a staged broadcast to trigger panic. Others insisted it was first contact. Social media drowned in speculation. But the silence from the moon was unbroken. Until it wasn't. 3 days later, the transmission resumed. Commander Vargas appeared on screen, her face pale, her eyes wide and hollow. She was alone. Her voice was ragged, breaking. "The ruins aren't ruins. They're a prison. We opened it." She shook her head, trembling. "It wasn't meant to wake. It told me things. Show me things. It's not just one. There are more. Buried here. Buried everywhere." Her transmission cut with a single chilling phrase. "It's coming." She was never heard from again. But the signal, the heartbeat, never stopped. Even now, telescopes track it, pulsing stronger, reaching farther, as if calling out across the stars. And sometimes, when the feed is monitored at the right frequency, strange images slip through. Galaxies collapsing, shadows consuming worlds, a black sphere, spreading like an endless eclipse. So the question remains, what did humanity awaken on the far side of the moon? And how long before the echoes we stirred answer back?